Hello, very interesting video today. So, I feel like in my previous videos, as I rewatch basically all of them constantly to see where I could have improved, I have no structure. I'm like, I'm like one of the top viewers from my channel at the moment, and it's me from different devices. And those thumbs up, that's me. So, hi to the others who are watching. Before I decided to lay in bed, that there was a part of me that could have pushed on. So I'm gonna go into that. But before I do that, I always want to start these videos off. And so before you know, just leave me in the background. I'm barely gonna edit these. Like I just cut and paste and stuff, and I'll figure out how this goes. I'm learning as well as I'm doing it. So the structure of everything is I wanna start off my video with gratitude, and then the lesson that I want to talk about. Not lesson, more like just like food for thought for people. And I've actually written it down. So instead of me going through like my previous video, I was sat there fucking raw dogging everything. And I was talking about topics for 2 minutes in although could be deeper topics just in general. I don't know, man. I'm hitting the 1 a.m. high of tiredness and also peak testosterone. Just joking, guys, just joking. Anyways, let's start off with we're alive and we have a chance to change tomorrow. And that in itself is something that we should always be grateful for. If, let's say, we're unhappy about a certain aspect, we have tomorrow that God has gifted us, wherever anyone believes, that we have tomorrow. We have been given the next day to experience and change stuff. And we all have this innate power within us. So let's just be grateful for the fact that we have this, that we could make a change if we decided to make a change. You could fly over to Barcelona and eat the tapas there, or go to China and actually get China plates from China. Don't mind the hairdo. It's I've got bed hair. Anyway, so the lesson and the principle that I woke up with was when I woke up, I realized there's no tomorrow, and then that really did wake me up. I woke up fully awake, like fully awake. It was disgusting, and I didn't quite understand why. Like no tiredness. It's as if I had 8 hours sleep, like full 8 hours sleep just now. But I'm aware it's 1 a.m. and then I know I'm gonna crash out after I edit everything. Although I had plans to like wake up early and go for a run. We'll see we'll see. You know, if I want to go for a run, we'll go for a run. But there's no tomorrow. And there's that video from Rocky. I've never watched it. And Rocky's like, tomorrow. And then the guy goes, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. And I woke up with that feeling. Because before I slept, I had this hint and this voice that told me, you have enough energy. You have enough energy to edit today. You have enough energy to finish off what you needed to do. Regardless of your work, who gives a fuck? Regardless you went to the gym, who gives a fuck? That doesn't matter anymore. You have enough energy. And I decided to ignore that part of myself. And in result, I woke up an hour later. So good on me that my body was so still awake to have woke up at 11 after being up for such a long time today. And then that's one part I think that I've realized is that there is untapped energy that no one, not even you, not even me, is aware of. You have energy on top of energy, but the most important part of having that energy is ensuring that your biological body is in tune with every aspect. So majority of my advice goes out to men, or to just guys in general. But obviously it's applicable to everyone. But I have a penis, so I'll typically talk about the penis perspective. So I will stay in that route. However, there's a lot of men who generally don't have a lot of testosterone, and not a lot of men are cautious about this. As things are becoming easier, and things are becoming easier, hands down. It's easier to get drugs nowadays. It's easier to get weed down the road if I wanted to. Probably go to my neighbor and he'll probably hand me some. It's easy to have entertainment from all these streaming platforms, from Netflix to Prime to Disney to YouTube. And then you also have modes of gaming. Like you could play any game. There's so many games out there that could keep you hooked. And then that is added on top of having the same like-minded individuals to think the same way as you. And then all of a sudden you're reinforced into this thing. So what I'm saying is that the fact that things are so easy, we're so easy to take these things for granted, to have not biologically taken care of ourselves into the minute detail in terms of how much vitamins we're getting. You know, there's a lot of guys out there, yes, who are like so cautious about protein, but that doesn't matter if you have no testosterone. Thinking about like cavemen, you know, those guys were peak testosterone, you know, peak, and they're I don't know if that's right from my beliefs. I should probably have a look at that. Well, anyways, we men back then had more testosterone, and I think nowadays we're losing this art. We're having more and more feminine men. So in regards to there is no tomorrow, and the lesson that I've learned, for you to have this idea of there is no tomorrow, you need to be taking care of yourself biologically. Like, please take care of yourself. Please, whatever it is that your body needs and it's screaming for, fucking listen to it. Again, things are so easy nowadays. You could go down to the shops. You don't have to go and kill out a deer anymore. You know, we don't have to run for that. We could go to McDonald's and get fast food really fast. Like the fast. This is so intense as a video, but I think that's the feeling that I have at the moment. So I'll ride the wave. Things are so easy again, I'm speaking for the penis perspective. So like, things are so easy for us. It's so easy to do the easy route. And different and hard is not. It's no longer a battle of like who's the strongest guy. No, it's like who's the guy who has the willingness to consider those small things. You know, like your diet is something you should be taking care of. There's just no tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. And there's a book that I read from ages ago, and it was talking about, it's about the power of now. And there was a concept that the author spoke about in quite great detail, and it made me really realize there's no time. And basically what the book was saying is, if we scratch like the things that are norms for society, for example, like work and everything else, and let's say we lived like a deer or an animal that's just literally stimulus, like I need food, arr, 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 arr. I need to eat that thing there for food, arr, arr, arr. Let me reproduce, you know, those, if things were animalistic, as if we were in an animal kingdom and we were in this position, we wouldn't have this idea of, oh, what time is it? What the fuck are you talking about? There's no time in reality. Time has only been added as a measurement, but we have no time. The thing that I was just talking about like a minute ago, that's past. That no longer exists. That's dead. And having this, as well as taking care of yourself and making sure that you are doing things that is necessary for you, for your growth, it's important to have like a combination of principles that works for you. Everyone thinks every advice that we have is one size fits all, and all my content that I'm absorbing on social media at the moment is literally just advice on top of advice, and how much of them contradict each other is insane. So some people might not know this, and there's a lot of impressionable people out there who would take like me, like literally speaking me, fetus me, going back a day or two, well, going back a little bit ago, where I take every advice in, but none of it would compute because it's all black and white, and it's too different of disciplines to apply to one thing. And that's that, having the wisdom to take certain advice from certain things is important. Something that works for you. This right now is one advice that you could take out of many. You don't have to listen to anything I say. You could turn off this video right now if you wanted to, and I would just have to be sad that you ruined my algorithm. So what I'm trying to get at is to ensure that you really, really have the understanding. And there's no time. If you have something that you wanted to do, and I'm speaking to myself to this because I watch these videos myself. I can literally see it right now. I'm like the ninth viewer of my video. I'm watching my stuff because I need to know where I could have articulated myself better. And so one thing is understanding that there's no time. And I think that was what I was tying into in my previous video about perfectionism. There's no right time and circumstance to do something. You're never going to be ready. And I know that's a very blatant, blasey kind of, oh, that's like, every video out there is just like, you just need to start. But that's really the raw truth. It's you just need to start. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Why do I have 2 cameras at the same time right now? Make sure to drink water and make sure to eat, guys. And make sure to pray. We are so... And I had a quote on my phone, if I can get it up. So the 3 things I have told this is in the background of my phone. Procrastination is declaring to God that you don't respect the time you are given because you believe you have more time to do it later. And then my second advice is you are someone's husband. You are a father to your future children. Struggle and work now so your partner and children won't have to. And then the third one is, may God keep me steadfast, keep you steadfast, consistent in your prayer and gratitude to God. Be charitable, disciplined, and do not stray away from your principles. And those 3 things keeps you aligned. And those 3 things work for me. I just need those 3 things to remind me of where I'm actually trotting towards. And the thing is, we don't know where we're going to end up. And again, like, my advice goes into another web of other things that I've briefly spoken about. So we don't know where we're going to be taken, guys. We don't know if we're going to die tomorrow. I could be making this video, finish editing in like an hour or 2 or 3 hours from now. And all of a sudden, I step outside and I just was picking music, and all of a sudden I've just lost my life. It happens. It could happen that fast. And I look at things quite brutally, and I look at things in aspects of like, the raw truth is that we could go so fast. One slight swerve on the steering wheel, or like a very, very big car crash, or not wearing a helmet while cycling or motorbiking. So we should always be grateful for the fact that we're alive. We're being told that our lives isn't enough. Our lives is very much enough. There's some people in one side and corner of the earth who has a shaved head and doing martial arts somewhere. There's also a crackhead down on a bridge. There's a girl who's crying over their girlfriend or boyfriend. There's a guy who's just experienced his 8th heartbreak. There's no rule book or traditional way to live life. We are very different and very similar. And then when it comes to our problems, we have to understand that we're not alone and that we're not unique to these problems. We're not always going to be guaranteed until 80 or 90 years old. We could only have a couple years. Let's just wake up. And I'm creating this content for me to rewatch it later down the line and to remind myself that, yeah, it's tomorrow. This whole page acts as my digital notebook of where my brain is. And as much as I like to read, old thoughts, it's just depressing. So if I have this as like, I could probably just have like my own private page, but someone else can benefit from this. And talking about benefiting from this, if you like this content or dislike it, then please, you know, help me in the algorithm, you know, help me reach more people who may have found benefit on this, because the algorithm is very powerful now, guys. If you like it, it's doing well. And if there's retention, even better. So even if you got to this point, thank you. Just, I will post as much as I can. I have no schedule. I kind of like the fluidity of where I am. I remember back then I used to have like a proper structure. Again, like, because the advice that I got back then was like, you need to post at specific days at these times. That's so tiring. I have no structure. I'm a raw dogget, built from different cloth kind of guy. I kind of do as I wish and as I please. So operating in this way that I naturally align with is really nice. Conclusion: find who you are. Understand that there's no tomorrow. There's no time. There's no right circumstances for our lives for us to make a move, and we need to take care of ourselves biologically. So make sure to eat properly. Stop eating the junk food. Stop watching corn. Stop fantasizing over stupid shit and make stuff happen. And then everything that you're stressing and suffering on will just eventually disappear, because you're just working on the stuff that's helping you. Put the mask on yourself, guys. But I will catch you guys in a jiffy, and take care of yourself. And I will hopefully see you, God willing, in the next video. And God willing, I will post in the next one. We'll see where it goes. Bye.